We're going to bring in ABC's Matt Dowd. He's down home in Austin, Texas, and Cecilia and Tom remain with us here in the studio. Going to start with you first, Matt. You just heard George's interview. What do you make of Donald Trump's first two appointments, Priebus and Bannon?
Well, it's interesting, Robin. I mean, Donald Trump's obviously demonstrating, again, a split personality in this, and consistency has never been a hallmark of Donald Trump. He one time described himself as saying maybe there's two Donald Trumps. I think what you're going to see here is the question becomes is what are the lines of authority and how does information flow? For a president of the United States, information flow is the most important thing because that's what they base their decisions on. And the question becomes with these distinct camps, is it a team of rivals or does it become a Lord of the Flies and we don't know it?
We don't know yet, but we've also seen that same kind of balancing by President-elect Trump throughout in his public statements over the course of the last week. Some conciliation, some sticking to his guns.
Yeah, I think, George, I think he's made a lot of the right statements over the course of this, but ultimately, as you know, presidents are going to be judged on their actions. Appointments to the White House, in my view, and the staff are more important than the cabinet because they determine what the president sees, what he hears, and how he ultimately makes those decisions. So all of us have great hope and are giving him a chance in all this, but Americans are going to judge him on his actions.
Cecilia, we heard from Donald Trump this week, and we also heard from Hillary Clinton, and she had some comments concerning the FBI director and the impact he may have had.
Yeah, this was in a phone call with donors. She essentially is blaming the FBI director and his letters for her losing the race. She say these letters, even the ones that cleared her in the end, stopped her momentum and gave Trump this boost he needed, especially with white suburban women who were kind of on the fence. She also said, Robin, that she is heartbroken about the results of the election and no comments on her future plans from her yet.
No comments yet.
No.
And Tom, we've seen the first interview now from President-elect Trump, the first appointments as well. On tap now, Secretary of State, Supreme Court pick.
That's right, as well as Attorney General. We think Rudy Giuliani is a contender for the Secretary of State post, and we'll see how that plays out over the next week. Senator Jeff Sessions, a contender, too, for the Attorney General role. The Supreme Court, I think, will come a little bit later down the line, but that's something they're all working on right now.
And Matt Dowd, what more should President-elect Trump do speaking out? Now, you saw him say last night to those people who are engaged in racist kind of incidents, stop it. Does he need to do more there?
Well, I think the President-elect Trump needs to actually make a speech and makes a concerted effort and not just a one-off stop it, which I think was actually good in this. I think he needs to stand up and say enough's enough, to quiet this down and actually speak to the country. Right now, the country, a majority of the country, is not proud of this election, and I think he has to figure out a way to move them to pride in this election.
All right, Matt, thank you very much.